This video is brought to you by the Farmer Klein YouTube channel. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another Farming Simulator 22 Map First Impressions video. Today we're going to take a look at European countryside. But before that, this video is brought to you by all of the farm barons and all of the farm kings. Thank you for being members of the channel. So back about a week and a half ago, I updated the credits and completely lost track of who I have given video shoutouts to and who I have not. So for the remainder of this month, we are going to be running the credits at the start and end of each video as an apology to those who I may have missed while I was doing the videos. Next month, we would be doing a much better job in keeping track of what names we do and what names we do not use during the process of giving our video shoutouts. And with that, let's continue on. The European countryside map can be found over at the farmingsimulator.com website or the in-game downloadable content menu, and as of the 1.0 release, this map is available for all platforms. Let's read a little bit of the description. A very beautiful place among the mountains in the southeast of France. Great for working with small machinery in agriculture and also forestry. This map includes a city, production chains, a vehicle store, animal dealer, BGA Sawmill, 60 buyable areas, 48 fields, collectibles with different values depending on how difficult they are to be found, and all standard farm games functions. Let's go ahead and load on in. We are going to use the mods that we typically use when we take a look at these maps. They are additional field info, additional game settings, field lease, field calculator, and precision farming. Now, we'll say if you load this map up in Farm Manager or start from scratch, you will find that this map does not have a built-out farm, nor do you have any machinery, nor do you own any land. If you start up this map with precision farming, this map is making use of the French soil map, and we will take a look at that here in a little bit. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the PDA. The first thing you may notice about this map, if we zoom out, this is another small map, and I'm going to approximate that this map is about the size of 1/4 of a standard size map. If you imagine that this play area is down here in the lower southwest corner, we're going to be using up about 1/4 of a standard map, and we're going to assume that this area that is not shaded is going to be a standard size map. We do have all of the crop types available to us here in Farm Sim 22. And if we take a look at our lands area, you will see that we start out by owning the main farm, which is in the extreme northeast of the map. It is 2.79 acres in size, $67,632 to buy. In addition, we own fields 1 through 4. Field 1 is 1.28 acres in size, $31,000. Field 2 is 0.66 acres in size at $16,000. Field 3 is 1.27 acres at $30,720. And field 4 is again 0.66 acres at $16,000. Now, if we take a look at our further land prices, if we use the farm land lease screen, this is going to show us all of the buyable farmlands, how big those farmlands are, if there are any fields associated with those farmlands, and then ultimately what the cost of those farmlands are going to be. Let's just go and slowly scroll through that list. You will see that overall, most of the buyable plots of land, we're going to be at less than 1 hectare in size. We do have a few larger plots like Field 33, or Farmland 33, I should say, which is 2.64 hectares in size. Farmland 32, which does not include any fields, is 6.12 hectares in size, and it is $1.1 million. Now, if you do want to look a little bit closer at this list, you can pause the video and then take a closer look. If we take a look at our field calculator screen, we use this mod to show us the fields and the actual field sizes. And if we scroll through this list, you're going to see that most of these fields are going to be less than half of a hectare in size. But overall, most of these fields are under 1 hectare in size. The exception would be Field 34 at 1.78, Field 38 at 1.31, and Field 39 at 1.22, Field 40 at 1.49. And then let's go ahead and take a look at our precision farming screen. Let's go ahead and take a look at the soil map. You see that this map overall is mostly loamy sand and sandy loam. We have a little bit of loam to the northwest and extreme south. And then we have a wee little bit of silty clay covering over fields of 43, 44, and 45. We look at our crop counter. You can see that this map includes the standard base game crop counter that is available to us in Farm Sim 22. And if we jump to our prices screen and we scroll through this list, you will see that we do indeed have the ability to sell every single crop that we could grow on this particular map. We also have the ability to sell all of our animal outputs in eggs, wool, and milk. We have silage, hay, straw, and grass sell points as well. And then as we move into production, we also, once again, do have the ability to sell every single base game production item that we could put down and make in Farm Sim 22. And that is really great to see this level of attention to detail and the fact that we are now able to sell everything that we could possibly make included within the base game. We do have 2 areas that we can bulk buy lime, and the map does indeed have a stone crusher. We start out with a decent list of starting equipment given the size of these fields. There are chickens on the map. At the start, we have 100 chickens, 99 chickens and 1 rooster to be exact. We do have contracts available, and we start out by owning a large greenhouse that's already full of water, which is rather nice to see. Let's jump back here real quick and just see. We do have 20 collectibles, so these are going to be the Bolt by the Rune collectibles. So we're going to be looking for the game cartridges. Let's go ahead and take a look at our starting fleet. We start out with the Kloss Arion 660 and the Valtra G135 small tractor. We have the Topliner 4090H harvester that is paired up with the Topliner 4090H grain header and the 4090H header trailer. We have our 2017 pickup truck. We have the Karat 140 TD trailer. We then have also a 5-row corn header. We have the Agramaz POV5 XL plow. The Sino 4000 Super Cultivator. We have then the Amazon KG 3001 Super Power Harrow, and then the Amazon 3000 Super Seeder. We have the Hardy Mega 1200L Sprayer, the Breedile K105 Fertilizer and Lime Spreader, the Pottinger Boss Alpine 251 Forage Wagon. We do have the Joskins Water Trailer. We have the Kloss Front Loader Arms, and then we have a Pallet Fork and Universal Bucket for the front loader arms. We have the Flegel DTS 5.9 low loader. And then we also have a pair of Kloss weights, the big 1,800 kilogram cross weight and the 900 kilogram Kloss weight. Wow. If we take a look here at our mods and DLCs, you can see that we do not have any mods that are a part of the map. And what we're going to do is we're just going to hit tab real quick and jump over to our starting farm, which is, again, in the extreme northeast corner of the map. We have our machinery here well weathered. I like to see that. We have our farmhouse complete with sleep trigger. Good luck in parking that back there, right? I have to say. We do have a fuel station here on the main farm. And if you try to sell anything on the farm, congratulations. Everything you see here can be sold. So you could end up with absolutely no machinery or lighting on the main farm. You could even sell the fencing that runs along the edge of the farm here. Here we have our starting greenhouse, our water trailer, our farm silo, our chickens, and that, boys and girls, is pretty much the main farm. So as I said, everything at the main farm can be removed, and if you start in Farm Manager or start from scratch, everything here is completely empty. This is a barren piece of land other than the ground texture that's going to be here. So the map is going to get a full point with regard to can the farms be customized. With that, let's go ahead and get set up for our fly around. We'll fly around the map, then we'll come to the vehicle shop, get in our Mahindra, and drive around to all the various points of interest. Now, this map would be perfect for someone who doesn't have a lot of time that they can really invest in working the land. They can jump in here, work for 15, 20, 30 minutes, and really feel like they've accomplished something. So this is going to be ideal for someone that likes to play with small machinery, low horsepower machinery, or just flat out doesn't have a huge amount of time. So right here, we do have all 4 of our starting fields. And if you wanted to, you could take some of those trees out and merge them together as well. We have our biogas plant, which is kind of here toward the middle of the map. Biogas plant also includes the biomass heating plant cell point. Now, I could imagine this area over here being used for like a winery. That would be pretty neat. The way that's set up, but we do have a field, interesting, right in here amongst the buildings. And something else you're going to find on this map is scattered around. We have machinery, farm machinery, pretty much everywhere parked, and it really is nice to see this. Adds to the decor and adds to the feel that the map is lived in, and that this is a real place and it's just not, you know, kind of sterile. Sometimes you get maps that really feel sterile, as if you're the only one there, and it's a ghost town. But this map really does feel fairly alive with its decorations and whatnot. So over here we have our animal dealer to the left. We have one of our sell points directly in front of us. Then we're going to be moving here into town. We're going to have to avoid the road construction and go around. There we have a sell point in town here. And the town is done really, really well. I like how this town has been set up, with the church in the middle. Not sure how useful the observatory is going to be right here in town, right? I mean, that should be probably up there on the hill, so it doesn't get light saturation. And oh, we even have what city would not be without having a few fender benders. Now over here we have kind of our production block. So a lot of our production is going to be located in this corner of the town. And speaking of production, we have 13 production items built into the map. We have the large greenhouse, which we already saw. We have the BGA, a sawmill, spinnery, a grain mill, a bakery, 2 different dairies. We have a carpentry, cereal factory, oil mill, a tailor, and a grape processing unit. So we will be giving the map a full point with respect to having production built in or areas set aside for such. And we're also going to give the map a full point with respect to having the ability to sell all of the included base game crops, animal outputs, and production areas. And you can see right here in town, we have Armand Motors, and that is where we're going to go to next, so we can get ready with our drive around. Now, with respect to buildings using the appropriate texture technique and ground textures, we're going to give the map a full point. Also, all of the buildings on this map have come from one of 3 of the base game FS22 maps. And if we look at our ground textures, we do have the ability to put down the common ground textures that are included with many FS22 maps. So we have our shop icon right here at the main door. There we go. We got to be real careful if we're going to use the shop icon. If we get too terrible close when we're going to activate the door. See where our vehicles spawn in at. There we go. We got a decent sized area for our vehicles to spawn in it. We also have a nice ramp located here for loading up our trailers. And then as far as a maintenance trigger, that is going to be around the back. I like how the map author has basically converted one of the Foreman buildings into the shop and sell point. So we've got kind of our showroom here. We have our kind of our sales desks, waiting area, and then around the back we have our workshop. So there we have our trigger and our workshop activation icon right there. Again, I think the map author did a really good job with how he has laid out the town, signage scattered around. The deer even like the town. Now there's an awful lot going around town here. And town is a fairly small area. So we're going to try to not get lost. Try not to miss anything either. Right outside of the shop, we do have our fuel station. And then our pickup truck is right here where we started out at. In fact, we started right here at the shop. This is where we started out, and that is our pickup truck, located right there. We've got billboards all over the place, on buildings, spanning buildings. Here we have our farmer's market sell point. And then right next to the farmer's market, we have the grape processing facility. This is just standard base game grape processing facility. We don't need to go into a whole lot of detail as to where all of those triggers are. Across the street, we have another sell point located right here. And then we are going to move into our production row, or what I'm calling production row. Very busy town also as far as traffic goes. Surprised we don't see more AI accidents. So here we have one of our base game dairies. There's 2 dairies on the map. We then have our tailor shop. And both of these buildings are base game. I don't think we need to go into too much details with respect to trigger locations and such. And across the street we have the second dairy. This one is just going to be the cheese shop. So there we have our dump point, our pallet spawn point, our interactive icon. Double back a little bit, we then have our binnery. We have our oil mill. Interactive icon is hidden back there, side of the building. We have our cereal factory. And again, we have this decorative trailer and tractor just kind of parking here, giving a little bit of a sense of life to the map. Over here we have our sell point. One of our sell points, we have a bulk lime buy point. And let's go ahead and take a look where we are. So at this point we have our farm shop. Then we have our lime station. We just came from the cereal factory. So the farm shop is right here. We've got our sell point for our pallets. Farm shop sell point for our grain. We have a carpentry facility here, I believe. And we'll make our way around to the bakery, which is located right here. And this is going to be our stone crusher right here at the end of the line. Really like how this has been set up. Really, really well done. I like when we have things kind of set up that make a little bit of sense. So we have kind of the end of the road, a little bit of road construction going on. There's a crusher that's been set up to kind of clear the debris and such. And here as we come into town, we've got some old trebuchets and such. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Let's wind our way over here to the area that is just north of field 34. This is going to be a production area, right? Let's see what this is. So this is the grain mill. So this is a production area. Sneak across the river here. Very picturesque. Make our way up to the biogas plant. And given the size of this map, you really, even if you got lost, you really wouldn't be that lost. Because it's not too far to get from anywhere to anywhere. Speaking of getting lost, clearly I have not found the right way into the biogas plant. But hey, when you are lost, what's the best thing to do? Just start driving in circles. You'll eventually find the way in. Nice scale going in and going out. We've got our biogas plant here. Of course, once you buy the land, the triggers will show up. So we have our digester here. We have our dump point for our slurry. We have our pickup point for our digestate. We have a water trigger, and we have the biogas sell point. Selling our logs and such. We've got a pull-through silage bunker, but the fencing is really going to probably preclude you from really properly pulling through. It's going to be more of a back-end style bunker, maybe. Maybe it would have been nice to have seen this allow you to pull through, because trying to get back into here is probably going to be a little bit of a chore, given the narrow area that we have to work with. But again, overall, you're probably not going to be using super large vehicles and trailers. And we have just 2 more areas to try to take a look at. Area in the extreme southeast corner of the map, and then we have a little section to the north of the town on the other side of the map. So here we have our main farm, kind of nestled down a hill there. 2 gates in order to get down into it. While we're making our way down to this area, let's recap kind of the scoring overall. We're going to give the map a full point on production because we do have all of the base game production. Or not all the base game production. We have 13 different production areas built into the map. Given the size of this map, that is a pretty big, tall order to have crammed that much already into the map here. We do have the ability to sell everything that we can grow and produce with respect to the base game. So we're going to go ahead and give the map a full point there as well. So we have our sawmill over here in the south east corner. We're going to give the map a full point with respect to can the farms be customized, because we can sell everything at the main farm should we so wish. Clearly, today is drive the wrong way everywhere day. So we have our pallet spawn point, we have our log sell point, or sell trigger for our wood. We have our interactive icon, and we have our wood chips down here at the sawmill. We're going to give the map a full point with respect to the buildings using the new texture technique, the ground textures using the new texture technique. And then we're going to go ahead and give the map also a full point with respect to trigger and interactive areas being clearly marked. So once again, we are giving this map a full 5 out of 5. So we have seen 2 maps so far to date, recent times, with a 5 out of 5. We have seen other maps that are 5 out of 5s, but we've gone through kind of a little bit of a stretch there where a lot of the maps were scoring in the areas of, 4 to 4.5. They were almost there, but not quite. And now we have 2 maps kind of in a row that are 5s out of 5s. This won't take long. This won't take long at all. Like I said, I really like how they've used these billboards and such to really give you a feel of a lived-in place. The place is alive. It has activities. Here we have sell point, and then around back we have a lime build trigger located right here. So guys, let me know what you think down in the comments below. Do you agree? Is this another 5 out of 5, or did I somehow miss something blatantly obvious and we should have rated this maybe a little bit lower on the score? If you have any maps that you think I should take a look at, please go ahead and let me know where I could possibly find these maps. One thing to note is be sure to let me know where the map author has originally uploaded the map. If you think that there's a nice map to look at, but you're not really sure where the map author has originally uploaded it, well, that's going to be a little bit difficult to track down. Then I might just kind of skip out on doing that map video, because last thing I want to do is encourage someone to download it from an unauthorized source. And until next time, happy farming.